Well, guys, this is Computer Practice N6 Microsoft Word, and now this is still table formatting, lesson number 2. So with this lesson number 2, we continue from where we ended with our previous lesson, which was lesson number 1. So we are not starting from the scratch, but I just want to give you more in connection with table formatting as well as some calculations. Right, this is the table we were working upon on our previous lesson, so we proceed from the very same table. Please take note, I've decided to remove all the calculations here so that we'll do them again. But before that one, I've said I need to further show you more about table formatting. Sometimes you might be required to do the following formatting. There is an eraser here. Remove the cells in these 2 columns like this, as you can see. And please take note, you cannot ignore such formatting on your assessment because it contains marks as well. So if your table is formatted like this, please make sure that you do the following. Right, before we go straight to our calculations again, let's have a look on the question of borders. Right here, we've got table borders. If you go down, you can choose borders and shadings, but at the very same time, that one is up to you. At the very same time, you can select and go to border styles here. Let's say I'm choosing this border style, and this border style must be inserted as the following. I'm inserting just the outside border, just like this. So you mustn't ignore it. Well, something is missing here. You don't need to ignore it, as you would be required to do it exactly like this on or during your assessment. It's missing here. Well, these borders are part of your table formatting. Remember, when it comes to a table assessment, you are not going to be assessed only on calculations, but you are also going to be assessed on table formatting, and there is plenty of marks assigned on table formatting. So let us not only focus on calculations. Right, let us further perform some calculations as we have done previously. Right here, we go to formula. Procedure is the same. We need to get a total of 5 printers if one costs 2,400. Right, again, this is going to be cell B3 times C3. We specify currency here and OK. We do the same here, formula. Now it's going to be B4 times C4. Currency. Don't forget, I've indicated on our previous lesson that this is not case sensitive. Irrespective whether you use cap locks or small letters, it doesn't matter. Lastly, now I hope you understand, this is column A, that is column B. This is row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is now it's B5 times C5. Take note, we include currency only if we are talking about money. If it's not money, no currency required. Right. Now, I've said something about some complications in connection with our calculations on lesson number 1. Please take note now. Now we need sort cell. No complications here. Everything is simple. This is sum above. So if it's sum above, meaning it's adding these 3 above numbers. So there is no complication there. You only specify currency and okay. That is 26,100. VAT. There comes the problem. Why I'm saying this is a problem, let's have a look. Right now, this is going to be just like on lesson number 1. We have said this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That simply means this is column D6 or cell D6. D6 times 15%. VAT is 15%, so times 15%. So we used the same formula on our lesson number 1, and there was no complication. Everything was correct. Now let's have a look. There comes the problem. D6 is not in a table. How come? Because on our previous lesson number 1, we performed the very same calculation and the answer was correct. There was no complication. Be very careful with this. There is nothing wrong with the computer. There is nothing wrong with the app that you are using, but you need to be extra careful. How? It's saying there is no D6. This is, we have said this is column A, B, C, D. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's rejecting D6, saying there is no D6. Yes, I agree. There is no D6 any longer on your table. Reason, when you delete some cells here, remember we've deleted some cells here. So as we deleted some cells here, so now both column A and B now, both this column A and B, are now treated as a single column. Take note, with the removal of these cells, both column A and B are now treated as a single column. That simply means A and B combined now forms one column, which is A column. Let's have a look. Let's redo this calculation. Due to the fact that now we have said this is column A, meaning this is now column B, and this is C. There is no D anymore. So this now is going to be C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's C6 times 15%. Take note, C6 times 15%. There is no D anymore. Now let's have a look if it's correct. As you can see, that one is correct because there is no D anymore. So you can see the impact of deleting these cells here. The last one, it's simple. We add these two. So it's going to be, it's no longer D. It's no longer D. It's C6 plus C7. There is no D on your table again, as you can see. So you can see that the answers that we obtained on our previous table on lesson number 1, they are still similar because we didn't change any values in this table. But what I wanted to highlight more in connection with this table on lesson number 2 is the impact of deleting the first, or of deleting some cells on column A and B. It does have an impact on this. So for assessment purpose, if you see that this is complicated for you. It's not easy for you to understand. So I recommend that you start by performing all calculations first, prior deleting these cells in order to avoid confusion. Thereafter, when you're done with all the calculations, then you can come back to your eraser and remove those cells. That is the only way you can circumvent this confusion if you see that it confuses you after deletion. So that is all in connection with table formatting and table calculations. Thank you.